The assist he had with promise when he scored against Switzerland.
Oh my goodness.
That was silky. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it now. Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Soccer North, the show where you get all of your latest updates in Canadian soccer. I'm Mackenzie Barwell, your host. And you guys, if you thought the excitement was over after the World Cup, you are sorely mistaken, okay? Our national team players are making noise on the world stage, and we are going to get into all of it today. So here's what's on the docket. We'll continue our conversation on the women's side and the road to their November qualifying window, including Olivia Smith's growing role with Canada and what we can expect from her second season with Arsenal. We'll take a look at the Canadian men making an impact in Europe with Saliba at the forefront of that conversation. And then, of course, we'll touch on what's happening here at home and check in with CPL star Sean Rea. Joining me now to break it all down, once again, my friend and co-host of the Footy Prime podcast, soccer analyst, the real star of the show, Amy Walsh, is with us.
Oh, you were wrong. You were the star. I'm here to support, but I'm so happy to be here.
Stop it. Stop. I'm excited to have you again, Amy. And as I said, let's start with Olivia Smith, because at the end of her first season with Arsenal, she left us wanting more. 10 goals across all competitions, 7 in the WSL. Everybody remembers that game-winning goal she scored in leg 1 of the Champions League semi-final. And it looks like she's picking up where she left off. In a recent preseason friendly against Paris FC, she scored an extra time to win the game 1-0 for Arsenal. Amy, you're blocking your jersey right now, but you've been in this position before. You've been an important piece to the national team exactly there, also at the club level. From your experience, what are you thinking she should do in terms of the mindset and the approach she should have for this next season with Arsenal?
Well, in terms of the on-pitch, you look at that goal that she scored versus Paris FC, and she's on the left. She takes it on her right foot. That's her favorite foot. Takes the defender on 1v1. That's what she does so well. Takes the defender inside. Looks like she's going to the byline. Cuts it up to the inside. Wraps her foot around it. Finds that far post. Curls it in. Just play that on repeat for this next season in WSL, because the mindset, to your question, is run rampant, because she has the ability, she has the capacity, she has all of the tools. I think right now it's really between the ears. It's gleaning that experience. It's getting used to the physicality of the WSL, because it's highly technical. It's tactical as well. Is she going to play in the middle of the pitch, kind of those central channels, or is she going to come off the wing, whether she's playing inverted on the left or on the right? She has the ability to play in all those positions, even slightly below that front line and coming at defenders, running at that back line. So I think it's adapting to her environment, which she's done. She won the first Canadian, the first foreigner to win that Young Player of the Year. So this year, high expectations, but I think she's ready to meet them.
Yeah, and she plays with this fearlessness, Amy, that players have after a decade of experience, and she's 22. Do you think she's going to exceed her goal tally from last year?
Yeah, you look at this player, this is a game breaker, right? So she has the ability to do that. I think that's 7 goals in WSL in 20 matches. I think she's underperforming. And if you look at the stats, the amount of goal chances that she's creating, she has the ability to at least hit double digits. Will she hit Bunny Shaw numbers and 21 and win the Golden Boot? Maybe not yet, but I think she can set her sights on that, and she's, I think, capable maybe of doubling that output. Ooh. So I'm going to mark down. Listen, I'm big in the predictions here. I fulfilled them, whether it's men's national team or otherwise. I'm calling my shot right now. 14 goals for Olivia Smith for Arsenal this year in the WSL.
Okay, let's write that down. Amy, again, your predictions have been pretty successful. I feel like you're manifesting these results at that point, so I like that. And the prospect of 7 goals in 20 games being her underperforming is really exciting. As you know, Amy, Christine Sinclair has sort of been the face of this sport on the women's side for as long as I can remember. And since she's retired, we've kind of waited for somebody to step into that prominent role. Is Olivia Smith the next in line, and might this year be the year that attention shifts?
If you look at this team now, you look at Janine Sonis, Chloe Lacasse having career years with their clubs, with Utah and with Denver. Captain Jessie Fleming surging into dominant form. And the emergence of the likes of young talents, even younger than Olivia Smith, like Annabelle Chukwu, on the front line, that will benefit Olivia Smith. She has been targeted with the women's national team. The physicality, the brute force, the recklessness with the way that she's defended to eliminate her from contention and to stop her from putting her mark on the game. I think now you look at the growing talent within this player pool and the growing talent and the ability that players have to influence the game in that starting 11, this will free up Olivia Smith. She has 4 goals, 4 assists in 23 caps for Canada. So again, there's an underperforming there, but there's been a lack of fitness and a lack of continuity with Olivia Smith, her ability to be fit and to play under Casey Stoney. So this upcoming window in October, 2 matches versus Denmark, then that crucial matchup versus Panama, which will decide their fate, whether or not they qualify for the Women's World Cup in Brazil in 2027 and the Olympics in LA. It's all riding on this match, and Olivia Smith is going to be a player who's going to step up big for Canada. And I think the supporting cast pushing underneath her to further elevate her play is going to be key for Canada.
That's so true. Like the emphasis you put on the talent pool there and how that'll free up Olivia Smith is really exciting. And I think we'll figure out how this will play out as soon as this fall. Okay, let's talk about the men's side, Amy, because there are no lack of talking points, especially in Europe. This could potentially be, honestly, their best month ever with regards to the amount of big moves and transfers we've seen. Most recently, Nathan Saliba, who is going to Villarreal. He joins his Canadian teammates, Tejan Buchanan and Tani Oluwaseyi. They agreed to a deal for 15 million euros. This is exciting. I mean, turn the jerseys red, Amy, at this point. What was your reaction to this signing?
I love it. It's the arrival on the scene. It's the international calling card for Canadians and Nathan Saliba. It sounds strange to me because I covered him playing for CF Montreal as a teenager, and you saw the prodigy, you saw the talent, you saw the upside, the potential to this young player, but it's Nathan, right? So like Jesse Marsh really struggling to get his mouth around that. Nathan, no, Nathan Saliba. I love it. And this is, I think, where he needs to be. Like, this is the next stepping stone in his ascendancy, in his arrival to the national team side, pushing for that starting role. And I just love it because you step back, you look at the Canadians playing in the Prem, you look at the Canadians playing in La Liga or in championship play, MLS making their mark. So worldwide, Nathan Saliba is leading the charge now for a young player going to La Liga, and hopefully this is the next step for him, where it's like his arrival on the international scene, and hopefully he makes some noise immediately along with those 2 other Canadians.
Amy, that's so funny that you mentioned that. I was talking about it before we started recording, and I mean, shout out Jesse Marsh on accentuating on Nathan.
Yeah, he's like,
That's why I know
I'll
how
get
to
it.
say it properly now, so we're in the clear there. But what do you think this says about him as a player and his potential? As you said, you've been watching him since he's 18. He's only 22 now, and he's playing on such a big stage.
Yeah, immense soccer brain, tremendous footballing IQ, but he's got this silky ability, and it differs slightly from Ismail Kone, where I think he's got more of an ability off the ball, more defensive acumen, but he's got this silky ability to transition between an attacking and a defending midfielder role where he can play the pivot easily, or he can play a double pivot, or he can be released more as a box to box and really influence the play going forward, make the team contribute to that attacking fluency, makes him really valuable. But for me, it's his line breaking ability. He can dribble, he can recover, he can tackle, and he knits together a midfield. And again, doing this at the age of 22. And remember that seminal moment of this historic men's World Cup where his buddy that he grew up with, that he played with at CF Montreal as they were both emerging stars with Ismail Kone, as he breaks his tibia and his fibula, he's subbed on, has to make an instant impact, and does so and has the presence of mind to go over, grab the jersey of his buddy and hold it up. So that's one that will live in eternity in Canadian football. And it was all off the back of a 22-year-old with the presence of mind to not only score in that free kick, but to remember to honor his teammate. So yeah, pretty remarkable. And I think it's just the beginning for him.
Yeah, you're right. That level of self-awareness is beyond me. It was pretty incredible to watch. And I like the word silky, like the assist he had with Promise when he scored against Switzerland.
Oh my goodness.
That was silky. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it now, but 2-touch, volley it over. Promise is literally horizontal on our screens. Unreal.
Yeah, run it on repeat, Mac, right?
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Okay, the other player that we have to highlight here is Promise David. Amy, we haven't talked since that signing happened, but he is headed to Brighton, a club in Europe known as one of the best to be at for developing young players. I feel like players sign here, and maybe not necessarily everyone knows who they are, but then as soon as they leave, they're like quadruple the price and really big names. So an exciting place for Promise David to be. He didn't play in their most recent 4-0 win over Aston Villa, but we suspect we'll see his debut very soon. What do you think makes him different from other strikers in the Canadian player pool?
We know he's had a wayward path or an atypical road less traveled to the Belgian League, to now the Premier League, when he can't believe it, right? And so it's the arrival on the scene, and it's the Brighton fans going, who is this guy that we signed? Whether he's like manhandling players at the most recent Men's World Cup, or he's getting his jersey ripped off as he's thundering his way to another goal. So this is a true prolific goal scorer. And we've seen players arrive, and we know that Brighton, in their development, in their recruitment, they are ahead of the curve, ahead of the game, relying on those analytics. But you have players like Alexis McAllister, you have players like Mark Rea who have made their way through Brighton and then used it to vault themselves onto greater success. So I don't know if Promise David, he has yet to get the minutes, if he's going to make his mark as early as he did with Union Saint-Gilloise, scoring 41 goals in 82 matches, and he was on a flyer to begin the year, scoring 2 goals and contributing an assist as well to get off to a flying start. So there might be a little bit of a buffer period. But Promise David, the human, how he'll impact the team, his personality, his character, being unabashedly himself, he will make an impact instantly.
Another player who was over there, another Canadian, is Liam Millar. Amy, he made his debut the other day in Hull City's win 2-0 over Manchester United. This was really great to see because his whole family was there. His dad made a really emotional post online just about his journey and how hard he's worked to get to this point. We saw his wife and kids also there out to support him. How special is this for a player, again, who's fought for every opportunity and now has his moment?
Yeah, it's tremendous for having a dream to play in the Prem, 8 or 9-year-old little boy, and then finally being able to tick that box after a last couple of years that have been really arduous for him, not just physically with the ACL injury, but the little injuries, and like he scores in his return last season with Hull, and then he goes down with a hamstring, as we often see, right? That's a tale as old as time, where you come back from a long-term injury and you pick up these smaller ones. But he stayed the course, he stayed resilient, and he's a guy who maybe underperformed at this year's World Cup for our men's national team, but to play in the Prem along with 2 other Canadians, like, it's pretty significant, that the perception of these Canadians, is a shifting narrative, I think, in world football. And Liam Millar is of paramount importance. Like, he's a main character in turning the page and changing the storyline on how Canadians are perceived worldwide. So I'm so pleased for him, especially after the mental health battles and like the dark spells that he had to endure as he clawed his way back from that ACL injury. So thrilled for him, and thrilled for what it means for this next generation who will be watching Canadians toil and play and hopefully have success in the Premier League.
Yeah, and thrilled for what it means for the national team, right? Like, I'm sure we'll see the impact of him now getting minutes with Hull City come this September for their fall window. Amy, let's talk about the Northern Super League. As always, we got to check in with what's going on there, because there were some important results worth noting. Top of the table, Ottawa Rapid, they dropped a game this week, losing to Vancouver Rise 5-1, and then Montreal picked up a single point, tying a bottom of the table Calgary team. As you know, these 2 teams have been battling all season. They've competed very closely. They're separated by just 2 points in the standings. But if I can put you in the hot seat, which one has the edge? If your predictions are true, tell us which has taken it all.
I know. Let me put my, was it Karnak? I'm going to date myself here as Johnny Carson. But yeah, I don't know. Prediction wise, it's really tough to tell, because if the second year of NSL has taught us anything, is that standard is being pushed, the quality is higher, and there's even more parity right now in the league. So back to your question, is it going to be Ottawa or is it going to be the Roses? I don't know if it's going to be either of them. Because Vancouver right now, do not sleep on them. They're going to go on a run here, and it's going to be awfully difficult to stop them if they're able to put another couple of games together. That said, Ottawa, when they lost these last couple of games, they were without Liv Scott, who's next to Jaleesa Harris in the heart of that back line. Huge loss for them. Chu is serving a 3-match ban for violent conduct. And then they're also missing one of the league's leading scorers in DB Pridham. So Ottawa will right the ship. They're going to do it for Katrina Peterson, who's not going to be back next year in the NSL. So there's a lot to play for if you're Ottawa. So between Ottawa and the Roses, who I should say, Elise Bennett, leading the Golden Boot race. She's on double digits now. So lots of competition, lots of words to answer your question. I think it's going to be Ottawa, but don't sleep on Vancouver.
Okay, this is why you're the prediction queen, okay? You answer
There was a lot in
the
there.
box, okay? You're going outside of what I was intending. That makes sense, though. And you know what? It makes for a much more entertaining season when obviously you have these two top teams, but then others potentially maybe underestimated at first coming out of the woodwork. So we will see. Just so you know, I'm writing all this down and we will circle back once it plays out. Okay, Amy, you're batting 100% so far.
Let's see. It's a lot of pressure to live up to, but yeah, we'll still go back for sure.
Thanks for joining us. Seriously, I always appreciate talking to you, Amy. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Mac.
All right, switching over now to the Canadian Premier League as the Shield race continues to get more and more exciting. Hamilton and Calgary are separated by just a single point at the top of the table, while Ottawa and Vancouver look to hold on to their 3rd and 4th place spot. FC Supra du Quebec, meanwhile, sit 8 points outside the playoff picture, but they are very much still in this fight. And at the forefront of that push is Sean Rea. He joins us now to talk about the team's season, the playoff push, and what could potentially be next for him. Sean, welcome to Soccer North. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations so far on an incredible season with FC Supra. Obviously, this is the most recent team to join the Canadian Premier League, and you're back home. Being from Montreal, how great has it been to be playing where you are?
It's been great. It feels amazing to play in front of the family, the friends, with the ex-teammates that I've played with since I was young in the academy, guys in Halifax, the academy in Montreal. So it's been great. I think we've been having a good season so far, lots of ups and downs, but we're making our way.
Do you remember your family's initial reaction when you said there was a potential prospect of you coming back with the CPL?
Yeah, they were so excited. Like, they were all for it. And as soon as I'm telling my family I'm coming home, they're just super happy about that.
Oh,
and so was I,
awesome.
to be honest. I was excited about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd be remiss, Sean, if I didn't ask you about these transfer rumors. It's pretty exciting to see your name linked with MLS and European clubs. What's it been like to, be a part of those conversations and overhear what's been said?
It's always nice to hear stuff like that. Just shows that the work you've been doing on the field has been recognized. And obviously there's still a lot of soccer to be played. So for me, it's to know that I'm doing a good job and that good things will come if I'm able to remain consistent and just continue to help the team succeed. I think for us as a team is making the playoff push and being a part of that. And then at the end of the season, we'll be able to see what's in store. But I think for me, it's important just to remain focused on the rest of the season and not to be too excited about these rumors about MLS, Europe, or what it may be, and just remain focused on what's in front of us because there's still a good 15 games to be played, including Canadian Championship. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. We'll get to that playoff push in just a moment, but unfortunately, I'm still going to make you talk about your individual career because you've just been playing too well to avoid it. You're also a part of these MVP conversations. We've got analysts, some of your teammates are really singing your praises on what you've been able to accomplish this year. Do you feel like there's been any differences in your game or any specific improvements that you feel has really elevated your play and maybe put your name in that MVP hat?
Yeah, I think I've evolved a lot as a player over the past couple of years, especially this year with the freedom that the coach has been giving me. I've been speaking a lot about the coach and the staff because they've been really great, giving me this freedom, this ability to roam, be between the lines, and almost go where I feel that the space is and where I can be dangerous. And with the teammates that have embraced that as well, and they feel confident to play me the ball and make me a focal point of this team, has just been really rewarding on the field. And just super happy for the way the team has been performing, how I've been performing. I feel like we could even be doing better right now. But on a personal note, I'm happy with how the season has started. Like I said, I'm just really focused on this second part of the season, remain consistent, still be dangerous, continue to score goals, make assists. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this season has gone. And to answer your question, I do think I've evolved a lot as a player since my start in the CPL.
In terms of that freedom you mentioned, was that a conversation you had with Nick at the beginning of the season with regards to what your role would look like and how you were able to move on the pitch?
Yeah, he was straight up about it. Since the first time we met in a
Yeah.
small cafe in Montreal, he told me, Sean, this is how I see this team playing, and I see you being able to be a free roaming player that can be dangerous. I feel like you excel in those spaces and under those circumstances. And for me, it was like almost the first time I heard a coach want to give me that much freedom. And when I heard that, I'm like, look, this is a project that's really interesting. And for me, I think I could be able to excel under those circumstances. So when I heard that, it was just music to my ears, and I was really happy to be joining this project with him.
I would like to be sitting in the cafe at the table next to you. You're
Yeah.
probably like, you sure about that? Okay.
Yeah,
sounds
I
good
was
to me.
surprised. I was like, wow, that's a lot of a lot of trust the coach is giving has in you. So like to hear a coach say that to you as a player, I think a coach can make or break a player's career. So having him really give me that trust, that confidence to succeed, I owe a lot of it to him.
Absolutely. And I mean, that says a lot about you if he is willing to invest and instill that trust into you. You've had some really great performances this season. Your team is still in the Canadian Championship now in the semifinals. But with regards to the playoff picture, you're still 8 points out. What do you think has to be the priority to really make a push at the end of the season here?
Honestly, I think we've spoke about a lot as a team is we need to sharpen up in those last 10 minutes of play because we've showed a lot of great things. Like in terms of soccer, the way we play, we show a nice style of soccer. We've been scoring some great goals and stuff. And just at the end, we just maybe switch off a minute or two and it costs us the game. It costs us 3 points at times. So I think we're really focused on these last defending the end of the game, being professional, managing games. And I think we've learned a lot now with these past 4 or 5 games where we've dropped so many points, and I think we're ready to change that and really make a push for the playoffs because things can go quick. We're 8 points behind, but 2-3 wins and you're right back in it, and things in the CPL move quick. So I remember when I was in Winnipeg, it was always played until the last game. So now it's can't give up now. We just got to keep pushing until those last games and manage these games properly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you mentioned it a second ago too, but just like having time left, right? There is still so many games and so much soccer left to be played. Okay, Sean, well, really exciting to see what this team is capable of and the potential still left to be fulfilled for FC Supra. Before I let you go, I would love to play a little game of rapid fire. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. The most underrated player in the CPL, not on your team.
Underrated player in the CPL. Rapid fire, this is tough. Sadek.
Yes, I mean, like, honestly, at this point, maybe he's not so much underrated. Two
Honestly,
goals in the
he
last
impressed
2 games?
me in these past couple of games. It's the first guy that popped up in my mind.
Okay, shout out, good answer. Your favorite stadium to play in that isn't your own?
I would say Wanderers grounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, always a good atmosphere there, actually.
Yeah, the grass, the fans, it's always great.
How about favorite goal you've scored this season?
I would say the one against Ottawa, but it's in Can Champ. I would say that one was pretty good.
So true, so true. Okay, how about who is your football idol? Someone that you maybe still go back and watch highlights of, you grew up watching?
I guess I'd have to say Messi. Honestly, he's the guy I go back to the most and watch his highlights. I'd say Neymar too. I really enjoy watching Neymar's highlight clips. I'll do that before games, time to time.
Those are 2 safe answers, Sean. I was expecting a little variety there.
Sorry,
Okay,
that's all I got.
How about favorite match you watched during the World Cup?
But honestly, I'll go with Egypt. 2-2, Messi.
That's the one I was, thinking of. That was also a great.
It wasn't the original one I was thinking of, but that one, we were also still here, and Biello was going crazy. He took out his shirt when it was tied up at the end. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sounds like a fun
There was a
team
few
to
good
be
ones,
part of.
actually.
Yeah. Listen, I put you on the spot. I said rapid fire and then gave you
Yeah,
some
they were
heavy
tough.
hitters.
It's not rapid fire.
That's my bad. I appreciate your time, Sean. It was great talking with you.
Anytime. Thank you, guys.
As always, you can catch the CPL and NSL action right here on CBC and CBC Gem. We have 2 games coming up this Saturday, August 29th, starting with the NSL, as the Montreal Roses will play the Halifax Tides at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on the CPL front, we've got Cavalry taking on Vancouver FC at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That could be a potential playoff preview. That's all for today's episode of Soccer North. I'm Mackenzie Barwell, and we'll see you next week.